Welcome to Greenville, North Carolina, where two programs picked in the preseason favorites now battle for a huge conference seeding in the American Athletic. It's the USF Bulls and the East Carolina Pirates, two programs with tournament title history. Now they want to get back to playing their best basketball here in late February. Welcome to Minges Coliseum with the longtime college basketball assistant Derek Jordan. I'm Evan Budrovich. This could be a defensive, grinded-out battle tonight. No two teams give up fewer points than USF and ECU. So, Derek, how do these teams find offense tonight?
Well, Evan, it may sound simple, but when you're playing a team as strong defensively as these two teams are, it really gets back to fundamentals. You've got to make better cuts. You've got to make better screens, meet the pass, take care of the basketball so that you can be more efficient on offense.
USF offensively, top scorer Romy Levy, 10 points a game, double-figure score. How does she help the Bulls score tonight?
Well, she's such a dynamic scorer. You see her here driving to the basket. She's got range to three, and she leads the team in free throw attempts because she will drive it hard to the basket. She's got 14 points a game. In the year, but she's really stepped up her game in conference play. She's up to 19.6 points a game, and she's really going to lead the Bulls tonight.
Levy had 21 when these teams met in late January. In this last three-game stretch, playing at an all-conference level for Coach Jose Fernandez. East Carolina led by possibly the player of the year in the conference, Danae McNeil. What must the senior do to help her Pirates tonight?
Well, Danae is such a dynamic scorer, and when she drives to the basket, she can hit these pull-up shots with contact, through traffic. It's really impressive. She's 18th in the country in scoring. And one other thing, she's 8th in the country in steals, and she's really been able to use her defense to transition into offense for the Pirates. And they'll need that and more tonight to try and knock off the Bulls.
Danae's on an absolute scoring tear, 20-plus in her last four games. And then on the defensive end, Derek, one away from history. Her impact's on both ends of the court.
Right. She's really the player of the game tonight that we're going to keep an eye on because she's going to have such a big impact when the Pirates are both on offense and defense.
21st all-time meeting, Bulls and Pirates here in Greenville. And it's East Carolina with the basketball. East Carolina's offense comes in scoring 65 a night. McNeil and Joyner combined for almost 40 of that, the dynamic duo.
Bulls playing tight man-to-man defense to start here.
This is Karina Gordon, the freshman guard, finds Morgan Mosley, the senior. Nice ball. McNeil left alone. And a miss. Miller all by herself.
Big defensive breakdown there by the Bulls. They got the miss and just left the Pirates all alone for an easy layup.
Here's Jose Fernandez's starting five, brought to you by Grady White Boats. Carla Brito is a double-figure scorer down low, and then Ariel Wilson, an assist machine. She averages 5 assists a game, Derek.
Right, and she's not looking for her shot. She's really looking to create for her teammates, and she's been very effective at that this season.
Wilson only scores 1 point a game, but dishes the ball at such a high level. You don't see that in today's college basketball.
It really is very unusual when you go down the stat line and you've got a starter that started almost every game this year, or perhaps all of them, and she's only sitting at 1 point a game, but she knows her role and she plays it so well.
The officials checking a clock situation here in the first minute. Jose Fernandez in his 24th year. He is climbing up the history ranks. 6 wins away from passing Gino for the all-time wins lead in this American Conference. And Derek, the last 2 years, no program better than USF.
Right, he's been a legend over these 24 years and really led South Florida to be one of the top mid-major programs in the country, 5 times reaching NCAA's second round.
An opening miss for 3 for Levy. This Grady White Boat lineup for Kim McNeil notes Kaya Miller back-to-back games, the true freshman in the starting 5. An East Carolina team that's been without their top 2 point guards the last 2 months, and a nice block from Levy. His guard play, though, will be important for ECU.
Right. I really like seeing the Pirates drive into the basket. That's the way they've got to attack this South Florida man-to-man because they're coming out so tight that the lanes are going to be open for penetration.
The 2 best defensive teams in the American. It's going to be tough to score tonight, and Mosley goes to work off the glass.
Right, Mosley started the last 9 games for the Pirates and really becoming a strong factor for ECU.
Kim McNeil loves the toughness and the grit of Mosley, earning the start tonight in place of both the Weiss sisters. Talia remains out, the junior forward. Her twin sister Tatiana is back and on the bench. Wilson swings it. Shot clock to 2, and Levy is blocked. Now the Pirates in transition. Miller to the bucket. That's no good. Active hands from Levy down low.
Right, Levy, a 6'3" guard forward.
Lozic for three. And how about the quick moving in transition?
She is such a talented shooter. She's 5-time American Conference Freshman of the Week. She hit 7 threes against North Florida. We're going to have to keep track of that tonight.
Would be the first freshman of the year at USF in almost 7 years.
Which is really surprising because their program's been so strong.
Maya Joyner, the reigning freshman of the year in the American, goes to the step back, and that's way off.
Nice looking move there, just didn't get it to fall.
USF won this matchup in South Florida 54-40. It was a battle for points, especially in that first half.
Right, we know these two teams are defensively minded, but that was a tough night for the offenses on both sides.
Levy had a game-high 21 for the Bulls in the second half comeback win. Good ball movement to Blazic. She fades away, and that's no good. Joyner lost her shoe. Fresh off a game where she had 20 rebounds, a new career high.
Right, that was only the 8th time in school history that somebody's gotten 20 rebounds, and you can see how athletic she is. She really elevates off the floor, and it's going to aid her on the glass tonight.
Now Joyner back with it. Danae McNeil with 7, the conference's leading scorer. Difficult look, and that's no good.
Give credit to the Bulls there.
Now we got a loose ball. Scooped up by Wilson. The assist leader in the American tries another. East Carolina switching things well tonight, Derek.
They are. They showed a little bit of zone and then went quickly to man, really trying to keep South Florida off balance.
Wilson the shot fake. Brito down low. Shippold spins and hits it. Good post play down low.
Very impressive. Finishing with the left hand. Little baby hook shot for Shippold.
Licha Shippold at 8.8 rebound a game. Glue player for Jose Fernandez.
Right, she really makes this team run.
USF at 7-7. This is their worst record in the conference in 6 years. And Gordon's off on the 3. Ever since UConn left the league in 2020, it's been USF's world. This year, though, wide open. North Texas in first place. And now an open 3 is missed by Shippold. Offensive board, Wilson. USF came to this game 5th in the American in rebounding. It was ECU on the defensive end that's top 20 in the country. So Wilson lays it down low. What a find and an N1.
That's her specialty right there, working the perfect pass around the defense to get the N1 for the Bulls. Let's take a look here at the post-to-post screen down low. Brito's able to get it. Pirates tried to get a stop, but was not able to get the stop there, and the N1 opportunity. And
if you're Coach Kim McNeil right now, the reigning tournament champs and conference coach of the year, how do you get your club back to A-level basketball heading into March?
Well, I think one of the challenges is they've had a lot of injuries this year, and so it's hard to get the team to gel, but we're hitting crunch time right now, and so she's got to find whatever rotation she's going to use down the stretch and really get this group to start to play together and get comfortable.
First game back in a week for Tatiana Weiss, the Florida transfer down low. She injured her shoulder, and you see that kinesio tape on her right arm. No easy post entries for the Pirates right now. So Bobby Smith hurls a 3 and hits it. That snaps an 8-0 run.
Bobby, 41% from 3 on the year. Hasn't played a lot of minutes, only hit 7 threes, but you can see she's got range.
Pirates switching back into the zone. How does that change things defensively?
Well, I think with the Pirates, they stay very aggressive, whether they're man or zone. So it doesn't change much, but it forces USF to just sort of get out of rhythm, try and find their zone offense.
Active hands here as Wilson backs it out. Wilson, tough find and a kick ball. Sends us to immediate timeout. And early on, good offense from deep.
Yes, here's the Pirates right here. Bobby Smith. Well, here's the N1 by USF, and then Bobby Smith with the 3 to give ECU to cut it to 1 with 4:30 to go in the first.
Welcome back to Greenville, North Carolina. Entering these final 3 weeks of the regular season, there's 7 teams within 2 games of first place. Derek, if you're East Carolina right now, fresh off a couple of losses, how important is this game for your conference standings?
Well, I think both of these teams have aspirations to make the NCAA tournament, and the best way to do that is get that double bye in the conference tournament, which would be top 4. And you see that ECU is only 1 game back in the loss column of that top 4. South Florida, however, is 7-7. They're 2 games back in the loss column of that top 4, so they're really in desperation mode. They have to win today to have any shot at that top 4 seed, which trying to go to the tournament, the conference tournament, win 4 in a row is so difficult, and that's why this game is so important tonight.
USF 3 early assists, moving the basketball well to the 1-point lead. 3 points each for Brito and Blazik. What a deadly combination. Now inside, open look, Brito hits it, and again the ball moving key.
Right, and when you're going against that zone defense, a lot of time that free throw line area is the softest spot because people are spread out. Brito able to step to the open spot, get the open jumper.
Already 4 assists for USF, dishing the dime out there. Like among the best in the American. Great dish to Joyner for 2 more.
Really great pick and roll by the Pirates. It's so simple, but nice ball screen, roll to the basket, and Joyner's got such a big body that she can get that over her shoulder and get the easy layup.
First points for Maya Joyner, who did not play in the first matchup. That was a coach's decision.
Pirates staying in that zone.
Wilson, what a dime. Brito, another one. And then Schipple kicks it. That time a steal. And then Joyner runs into her own teammate.
Great job by the Pirates staying with it, scrambling to get those shooters.
Nearly committed their own turnover there.
Right. Ultimately led to the steal.
Here's Kaya Miller. Tatiana Weiss back from injury, finds Joyner, and then loses it. Now in that last possession, East Carolina used Joyner quite well.
Right, you see the pick and roll right here, and South Florida tried to hedge the screen, left Joyner all alone on the roll, and got a nice layup. That's an excellent look for the Pirates, and ECU will have to keep exploiting that as the game goes on.
Blazik breaks down the zone. Levy, another fine. Brito, the extra pass tipped.
Probably too unselfish right there. I think Brito had an open look.
McNeil off on the transition. Joyner there in. East Carolina attacking the boards early.
I love seeing Mai Joyner. She's so athletic. She's really attacking the glass, as you said. You can see why she can get 20 rebounds.
Fresh off her career high 20 on Sunday.
Right, and it feels like she's on her way to that again tonight.
It was a loss Saturday, had a double-figure lead against Memphis. Another good dime. Look at the angle. Nice finish for Lich's Shipholds.
South Florida looking really good against this zone. They're spreading them out and then making some cuts to the open spot. ECU's going to have to adjust either back to man or a little bit tighter zone.
The Dutch product showing off the English there. McNeil with no space to operate. So then Smith drives. What a contrast in styles. One is zone defense, one man-to-man excellent here at USF. Clock to 4. Smith needs help and is fouled with 1 on the shot clock.
Wow, South Florida bailed him out there. Let's take a look. Here's Joyner crashing the glass, getting the putback for the Pirates. And then against that zone there, South Florida gets a layup of their own. So getting a couple of easy shots on both ends.
Do you practice shots like that as a player?
You do. Micah and reverse Micah. I think George Mikan was a player from a long time ago, but I can remember hearing that name even when I was little going, I don't know who that is, but
that reminds me of Tim Duncan calling glass for 20 years in San Antonio.
Exactly. It's all about fundamentals, and you do work on that a lot.
The Admiral, the big fundamental, of course. His excellence winning 2 NBA titles for the Spurs.
Yeah, he was always exciting to watch.
Here's Weiss down low, unable to hit. And now a tussle for the boards. Weiss comes out with it. Back through traffic, and a third time in. East Carolina dominant on those loose ball plays.
Right, you're seeing how strong they are. South Florida is a very tall squad, but they're sort of getting overpowered right now in the paint.
ECU +3 in the rebounding, and it feels like a lot more, winning a ton of the loose balls. Remember, the 2 top defensive teams in the AAC grinding it out. Schipple, great dime. Blazik with 7, way off. And a foul on the board.
Take a quick look right here at the ECU really crashing the glass. Joyner gets a piece of it, really gets the rebound as it sprung loose. Pirates are able to get it. Weish right here with the putback and the finish.
East Carolina is winning the battle for loose balls right now as freshman Jade Tillman at Rockville, Maryland comes in. Keep in mind the Pirates' fellow forward Talia Weish, the twin sister, not available tonight, dealing with concussion symptoms.
It's been quite a challenge for the Pirates because I feel like the lineup is changing every night based on injuries.
Levy trapped. Brito off the window. And USF's post passing's been impressive.
Right. Levy right there, driving hard, was able to draw Brito's defender and then get the open shot.
USF 6 assists on 6 buckets. That's a coach's dream right now if you're Jose Fernandez. On this end, though, slowing down the Pirates offensively. Tillman, nice spin. That's short. Knocked out of bounds by USF.
Well, USF feels like they've got 4 guards on the floor, even though they're tall, and so they're able to make some good drives and passes. But it's sort of a contrast of styles because they're not able to be as physical on the defensive end. We'll see which one wins out as the game goes on.
Tough look, McNeil. Joyner the board. My back up, and that's no good. And then who committed the foul here? It is on ECU.
I think it might have been Smith coming over, clipped Brito or Blazic. I'm not sure.
The officials are going to review this. Looked like someone got hit in the face. Let's see.
Yeah, here's a second look. I think it's Bobby Smith. No, it was Joyner right there.
Okay, so Joyner gets hit, and then Bobby gets hit in the face.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Blazic as well, so neither team in the bonus.
Do you call this a deuce and just let it go, right?
Yeah, just no blood, no foul on that one, I guess. Although it actually is a foul, I believe, on Joyner, yes.
Amaya Joyner, who did not play in this first matchup, what an impact on Saturday against Memphis. And Derek, early on, she has 4 points, she has 4 boards. What has been her impact down low?
Well, it's just how physical she's been. Like every shot that's going up on the offensive end, she is crashing really hard. She's got 4 rebounds that you mentioned, but I feel like she's been responsible for even a couple of more just by creating chaos and getting a loose ball. We saw that basket by Weish a couple of possessions ago. That was directly due to Joyner's just tenacity to go after the glass. So you see 20 rebound games in the American, Alasia Smith from Memphis and Joyner for ECU. It's 20 rebounds is not easy to get. It's a very rare feat, and so just an impressive performance for Joyner.
Joyner in her last 4 games, 4 straight double-doubles, right? It's one thing to have a big moment, but she's had a big month as the officials come out with this decision.
Yeah, I think they wanted to check to see if it was excessive contact. I think, yeah, we'll take one more look. I think it's just going to be a common foul. You see Joyner really going hard right here, and she clips Blazic right there. But both of them just going after the ball. Tough break for Blazic, the freshman, but it's the physical world of American Conference basketball, American Athletic Conference.
So the foul, from what we're seeing here, is called on Joyner. That's her first.
Got 16 seconds here in the quarter, so we'll look for South Florida to go last possession. Probably Wilson trying to drive and dish, or maybe Levy coming off the screen.
Wilson, the conference leader, 5 assists. Here's Blazic, down to 5. Blazic spins, tough look, no. Loose ball, and that's not often time. It won't count. Good offense in this first quarter. 6 assists for USF early, and the Bulls are up 1.
call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path. You'll forge one through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
Clock to the end of January. This was the first meeting in the regular season. Very low scoring. ECU was up 6 in the first half. And that was because Danae McNeil scored literally every point outside of 4 for the Pirates early. And then, Derek, USF made some adjustments in the second half.
Right. They held ECU to just 4 of 26 shooting in the second half, 0 of 9 from the three-point line. Just getting out on the shooters, staying aggressive. ECU only scored 8 in the third quarter and 6 in the fourth quarter. And scoring that low is not going to get you a win in this conference.
Danae McNeil, the star in that one. Romy was very good as well. Now in this game, 6 assists on 6 buckets for USF. That ball movement's been very important.
Yeah, I think they've been attacking this zone very effectively and finding the gap sometimes at the free throw line and sometimes down in that short corner. Brito has looked really good, just getting to the open spot and then kicking to the next shooter. She's got a good vision to move the basketball.
East Carolina, 5 different players have scored, and McNeil has not scored. Remember, she had 25 in the last meeting. Now start this second quarter. Bulls shooting 50% in the first half.
ECU was trapping that ball screen. South Florida wasn't able to take advantage.
Levy on the switch. Nice dime. Litch's Shipholt is off. And Joyner comes out with her 5th board. Remember, McNeil is yet to score. She's the #1 scoring threat in the American, 20 points a game.
0 for 4 so far. Need to try and get her a good look here. Get her off the schneid.
Morgan Mosley given space. USF is switching everything tonight. No easy looks. So Joyner operates on an island. Here's the double. Smith drives, and that's too late. A shot clock violation. What impressed you about the defensive effort there of USF?
Well, I really was impressed with Shipholt right there in the post. Here you see Joyner gets it low. She kicks it out with only 2 on the shot clock. She's really got to put it up there, but you got to give credit to Shipholt for playing good hard defense.
USF gives up less than 60 points a game. Both these teams right around 60. Open 3 is in. Nice shot for Blazic.
Coming off the screen, that's her bread and butter right there. She is just in her zone on the wing. Excellent three-point shooter for the Bulls.
68th triple for Blazic. That is 3 times more than anyone else on USF's team.
Right, she's climbing the record books in three-pointers made for freshmen.
Here's a steal. Wilson gets it. Up ahead to Blazic. And bangs it in. 5 quick ones for the freshman.
Nice job finishing with the left hand. McNeil there sort of lost her footing. Was looking for a foul, didn't get it.
Victoria Blazic, the 5-time freshman of the week, and then McNeil gets her first points.
Nice step through there by McNeil, and maybe that'll get her started with her first bucket.
Levy's turn. Nice reversal, but no. Oh, the tip is in! Wait, it's an offensive foul. Hold on a second. That doesn't count.
Wow, okay. So Shipholt, they're saying, went over the back there for that tip. Big call right there, because that would have been a three-point play.
Because look at this.
Let's take a look right here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a tough call. Looked like 3 different hands.
I don't know, Coach Derek Jordan. That's a tough one.
That is a tough call. I feel like 3 different hands got it. I can see how she knocked over Joyner there. From the angle that the ref had, she could really see how she knocked over Joyner. So I can see the call. From our angle, it didn't look like as much.
We'll take the media timeout. Get this all figured out when we come back. So the officials are checking here on the foul defensively. But good luck figuring out who committed that foul.
Right. I think they're looking to see if Shipholt maybe got an elbow there into Joyner, but I can see some contact, but I don't see the elbow. We'll take one more look right there. Oh, she does come. She gets the hand to the face right there, so that actually could go down as excess. So let's take one more look. Watch the hand right there to Joyner's face, right? No, see, in that angle, it didn't look like she got her. So
incidental at the most.
Yeah.
But Derek, describe the physicality of this second quarter, because both teams are getting after it.
Right. You can tell how important this game is. We're coming down the last 4 or 5 games of the season, and these teams are desperate for this win. You see that Brito's got 7 points. She's been excellent against the zone.
Okay, so it's being explained as a bucket for South Florida, and then the foul on the other end.
Okay. So the tip went up, and then she sort of fell into Joyner, so they're saying essentially after the shot.
A dead ball foul.
Right, that the tip counts as the shot.
So that leads to a 7-point second quarter here for South Florida. Good offensive start. Joyner hangs on. That's no good. Pinballs it to herself. And then play continues.
Nice play to get it underneath the Joyner there, but I think she rushed it a little.
Blazik for 3. 10 quick points for USF.
Blazik's got 11 already on the night. Excellent shooter, as we've said. She went for 35 against Tulsa.
And USF on multiple possessions hitting her in transition.
Right, I think when she's hot, they're looking for her every time.
Active hands from Blazik.
She was second in the NCAA for freshmen in three-pointers made for the season. Was 3 behind the leader. We'll take a look right here in the transition for USF. And ECU just doesn't pick her up. That's one of those situations you got to know the scout. You got to know she's the main shooter on the squad. Get back deep into the paint, but find her immediately.
Both teams make a couple of subs. Gordon re-enters for the Pirates. And Putu comes in for USF as that shot way off. Blazik has it. Blazik. What a dime to Brito, and that's in. Look at the vision of the freshman.
Very good pass there. You've seen her score 11 points, and now able to just thread the needle to Brito, who can finish with the left hand. Here we'll look right here. You'll see the narrow window. She's got to get the pass through. Couple of hands right there, but Brito gets it. Beautiful finish right there.
That's a Matrix level pass.
That really is the great vision. And all of a sudden, a game that was tight, 1-point game at the end of the first quarter, the Bulls are really starting to pull away a little bit, get some distance, 11-point lead.
USF without its all-conference standout, Sammy Puisis, injured in the first month of the season. And this is a big note, Derek. Those 7 conference losses are the most in 6 years. Now, UConn has dominated this league traditionally. USF preseason #1. How do they get back to that level? How do they play at a high level tonight?
Well, I think you're seeing it. They're taking care of the basketball. They're playing really hard defense. They've taken East Carolina out of everything they want to do. East Carolina and McNeil's getting frustrated because she's just not getting the open looks that she might be used to. So it's taking care of the ball we talked about fundamentally, offensively, and then defensively just staying aggressive.
USF, the reigning regular season champs. The Pirates, the tournament champs. Now Wilson in transition. Brito is blocked by Weish in a hard fall.
She got all ball right there. Big time block for the Pirates, and they needed it.
East Carolina, though, no transition points today. Inability to take advantage. Weish, nice pass. The and one for Joyner.
Really good post-to-post pass right there. Shipholt's out of the game for the moment for South Florida, and it's making them difficult to guard the Pirates. Let's take a look at this block right here by Weish. A little bit with the body, but so clean. Then the nice post-to-post right there. Blazik just doesn't have the height to stay with Joyner.
So Joyner, who did not play in this first meeting, has 7 quick points.
Huge 3 points right there for the Pirates to inch back in.
USF on this end, they've made 5 of their last 7. Wilson kicks. Everyone touching the rock for USF early.
Good recovery there by ECU. They were pressing hard and were able to get back and match up.
USF, the best assist to turnover team in this conference. And they're showing you early 10 dimes in the first half. Clock to 4. Wilson backdoor. Blazik blocked. Joyner all over it. Now McNeil, 1v1. Difficult pass and a steal for Putu.
Just didn't have enough room to make that pass right there for McNeil.
Levy to the bucket. No one contesting her.
Pretty finish right there. She was able to get to the other side of the rim to make sure the shot blockers wouldn't come.
That's 8 fast break points for USF there.
Right, and for a team, ECU so good defensively, to give up those kind of transition points, it's going to make Coach McNeil frustrated.
Kim McNeil's defense leads the American coming in, holding teams to mid-50s. Now Joyner. Gordon for 3. That's a bit off. Now Weiss tips it to herself. 3rd time in. East Carolina continues to win the rebounding battle.
Right, that's what they've got to do to get back in this game. Tatiana Weiss right there. My Joyner really crashing the glass, getting as many opportunities as possible. 8
offensive rebounds in the first half. USF, though, keeps dishing the rock at a high rate. McNeil active on Levy in a reach-in foul.
Here we'll take a look at Levy driving, and right here she didn't want to get her shot blocked, so she got to the other side of the rim, finished with the left. And then here I believe we're going to have Weiss attacking the glass, tipping it to herself, and then a strong finish.
Her ability, though, to win the ball off the glass, like she has magnets on those hands.
Right. She almost looks like a volleyball player the way she was tipping it to herself. She's got long legs, can really get up off the floor.
The NCAA this week approved a new rule change in volleyball. Double touches of the net are allowed. So if you're a middle blocker, you can tip it and then continue to play it.
Okay.
Folks in the sport love that, the ability to keep live rallies going. Right now, though, good offensive battle here in Greenville. Deep jumper rolls out for Daniela Gonzalez, the Colombian product. Nice screening action for East Carolina. Joyner gets the switch. Nice ball to Gordon. Ooh, threw that up. Weiss is there for the tip drill. Every loose ball is going to Tatiana Weiss.
Yes, exactly. She is attacking the glass. It was a little pick and roll. Let's quickly back for South Florida right there.
Good ball for Putu down low. Every time ECU gets set defensively, USF is beating them down the court.
Right. I feel like they're just, ECU, like you said, they're just not getting back well enough. After that offensive rebound and a score, you got to get back quicker and match up.
Jose Fernandez noted picking up the tempo. That did not happen in the first matchup. He wanted to see more of it tonight. Miller, good entry pass. Weiss out of the double. What a look to McNeil, who hits the 3.
Great job there. Excellent kick out by Weiss. McNeil starting to heat up. We know she got 25 the last time these two teams played.
Back to a 5-point difference, nearing the 3-minute mark of the first half. Putu, that's contested and out of bounds.
Here we go with the strong post move by Putu, and then coming back. Here we got the double team that comes, an immediate kick out, 4-3. Here's McNeil again.
Danae McNeil red hot, 7 points in the second quarter.
Right, she is heating up, and we talked about with 0 points in the first quarter, they need her to be one of the top scorers. She's getting the Pirates back in the game. I think
Carolina made 3 of their last 3.
Brito was so effective against his zone right there. Gonzalez hadn't been as effective with the ball.
Gonzalez gets it out. Levy on the drive. Good pass. Now a look. And that's no good. Joyner with 7 boards. My Joyner. Little hezzy. Oh, how about that move? And Joyner with WNBA type shots.
Wow, the momentum is clearly in the purple and gold now.
Levy on this end. Bang!
Wow.
In Joyner's face.
Another transition basket for the Bulls. Just when ECU's really starting to move and groove.
McNeil's turn, hits the 3! Offensive juggernauts back and forth.
It is not a defensive night tonight. Both teams' offenses come to play.
Bad night to be a net. Both teams shooting nearly 50%.
They are on fire tonight.
Wilson. Levy for 3. Are you kidding? Back and forth we go.
Wow. Shooting range out here, and I'm loving it.
This has the feel of a 1990s shootout. Reggie Miller battling it out.
I used to always say when I was coaching, recruit to shoot, and both of these teams have got some good shooters.
Final 90 seconds of this first half. Offense aplenty in the last 30 seconds. McNeil with 8. Good move for space. And then McNeil gets cooking. She's got 12.
Her pull-up jumper, we saw it in the opening, how good she is with that 2-dribble pull-up. She's made 2 in a row. Very similar style.
Active hands from Gordon. The entire ECU bench is standing up. Wilson, tremendous shot fake.
The shot fake, the up and under. We know she only scores 1 a game, so she doubled her average there, but nice finish.
That's a dynamite drop-in, Johnny. That broadcast school is really paying off for you.
That's right.
No, to your point, nice move there for Wilson.
It really was. And she's trying to battle with McNeil, but McNeil's hot right now.
Joyner down low, nearing the final minute. Nice block from Putu.
She missed Weiss right there on the double team. I think she could have hit her cutting.
Quickly in transition. Levy's rolling with 10.
ECU's letting the ball roll on purpose here to get it under 30 seconds. It's a good move so they can get the last shot.
Indeed, they will. East Carolina's made its last 6 shots. South Florida's done the same. They've made 5 of 5.
This has been a very entertaining second quarter. Both teams over 20 points. I think you got to get the ball to McNeil here. She's been hot.
McNeil with 7. Quick foul. Neither team near the bonus. Only the 3rd foul for USF.
And I think that foul was on purpose. I think Jose Fernandez was calling it. In fact, he's going to sub out Blazic to make sure she doesn't get extra foul trouble. He's got 1 more foul to give. So I think if McNeil gets it again with her back to the basket, they're going to foul her to take it out of her hands.
Jeanette Arnio comes in. She's the Finland product. One of 10 different countries on this USF roster.
Very international flair for the Bulls.
So 8 seconds and another foul.
See, now that was one. They only had 1 more to give. I think they could have burned a couple more seconds. So now no more fouls to give, and there's still time, I think, to go to Joyner and hand off right back to McNeil. I think that's got to be the plan here.
Try it again. Joyner with 6. Drives to the bucket. Joyner misses. Gordon, no. Tip drill off. And a tussle in the final seconds. USF back and forth with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. USF has had a great night. Here's ECU. You're seeing it. They are just attacking. And then South Florida coming back, hitting threes. It's been an offensive juggernaut and a very exciting game. Bulls are up by 6 going into halftime.
Hello and welcome inside the American Studios. I'm Morgan Uber. The American is committed to ending the stigma surrounding mental health, and our men's and women's basketball student athletes and coaches are speaking out on why mental health needs to be prioritized and the difference it can make when it is.
The mental health initiative in college athletics is important because athletics is the forefront of so many things, man. People look to athletics for outlet. People look to athletics for their heroes. And if it's important to us in athletics, it's important to everybody else. It's important for people to understand that mental health is big. You can't function if you're not right. And there's so many resources, there's so many ways to help your mental health. It's important to know that there's options. There's always a way out. There's always hope. There's always a better way. And I think that if we embrace that in athletics and we show that we are human, we're not just athletes, we're not just coaches, but we're human. We have struggles, real life struggles. And it's okay to have struggles, but it's also okay to know that I need help and to get help. There's always a better day. There's always a tomorrow if you go and get help.
Understanding that a bad day can turn into a good day, understanding on bad days where you need to turn to. But again, the more that you can educate your mind, the more resources you can have, the more powerful your mind can be.
Having a powerful mind means being able to know when you are struggling and when you need help. Not only just when you're having success and succeeding, but there are also times when you're struggling and when you need support from the individuals around you. So having a mind equipped that knows when to go into those resources and those support systems is extremely important.
I think oftentimes the world looks at people as powerful as being perfect, and they do have everything together, but that's not really the case. And I think the more powerful you are when you're willing to admit you need help, when you're willing to admit you need to talk about something, and you're willing to allow people to help you, I think that's when people become very, very powerful, certainly in their mind.
We all go through things, but when you're able to show that you're not perfect and that you make mistakes and you have the support system around you, it allows you to build those connections and also grow as an individual and not be afraid to express yourselves.
The more conversations that we have, the better. The more comfortable we get with the people in our circles will help, and understanding that you shouldn't feel bad about what your journey looks like or what you've been through. It reminds us that we need to check on each other. It reminds us that all of our struggles are different. It's also a reminder that everybody's journey is going to be different.
For more on the American's mental health initiative, Powerful Minds, be sure to visit our website, theamerican.org, and follow the American Student Athlete Advisory Committee at American_SAAC. Hello and welcome inside the American Studios. I'm Morgan Uber. Baseball opening weekend, we saw it all. Grand slams, web gems, upsets, and history. History in one of the most resilient and inspiring moments college sports, college baseball has ever seen. We will get to that, of course, but first, we start on the hardwood with women's hoops at number 5 between two of the top teams in the American, Rice at UAB. The inbound pass to Malia Fisher in the paint, back to the basket with the kiss off the glass. You can't slow that down, but the Owls end up falling 87-74. To the diamond at number 4, UT Arlington at UTSA. The Roadrunners pitching a shutout through 3. And third baseman Matt King hustles this ball down with the first web gem of the season from baseball opening weekend. UTSA's motto, triangle of toughness? Yeah, toughness on full display right there as he puts his body on the line and the Roadrunners finish on top. Coming in at number 3, men's hoops, Memphis at SMU. Chuck Harris, how about that? Breaking ankles as he drives inside and dumps it off to Slam Samuel Williamson. A nasty crossover and the no-look dime. Poetry in motion as the Mustangs stay red hot in conference play as they win big at home. At number 2, more opening weekend from American baseball. Northwestern visiting the reigning American champs Tulane. 8th inning, Green Wave up 1, bases loaded, and Connor Rasmussen says, "See ya later." 370 feet and some, blasting this one to right center field for a grand slam. And what an opening weekend to remember for the Green Wave. At number 1 for the second week in a row, how about East Carolina softball, this time hosting North Dakota State. Bottom of the 7th, Pirates down 2 out, bases loaded opportunity for Anna Sawyer. The game on the line, and the Greenville native shows up as the hometown hero. Sawyer wins it in walk-off fashion with a bases-clearing double. And that right there is the 12th straight home opening dub for the Pirates. We stay in Greenville for our top moment. An unprecedented debut for one East Carolina Pirate. Parker Bird became the first Division I player to play a baseball game with a prosthetic leg. Bird lost his right leg in a boating accident less than 2 years ago. And in front of a school record for the biggest opening day crowd, he came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning, drawing a walk in the at-bat. How fitting and inspiring for a young man who didn't know if he would ever be able to walk again. Remember, if you ever see a top play or top moment, you can always let us know on social media using the hashtag #AmericanTopPlays. Be sure to keep it right here on ESPN Plus, as we've got much more coming up for you right after this.
Gearing up for the second half here in Greenville, North Carolina. It's an offensive slugfest tonight. USF up 6. 2 in double figures for South Florida early. And Derek, the real key to this game, not only the three-point shooting, but the 15 assists for South Florida.
Right, 15 assists on 17 made baskets. You're seeing how efficient they are on offense. As you mentioned, it's a scoring explosion. There was only 94 the last time they met, 74 tonight already just in the first half. Let's take a look at Blazek. She had 11 points in the first half, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. You're seeing some threes here in transition. That one for the left wing, then that one coming off the screen. I think ECU's going to have to try and run her off the three-point line and force her to shoot 2-pointers because she's only 1 for 5 from inside the arc.
And yet, and 3 more assists for Blazek. The freshman's cooking tonight.
Yeah, very talented player for the Bulls. There you go, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. ECU's going to have to run her off in the second half.
And then for East Carolina, Danae McNeil, 12 points on that second quarter.
Right, she had 0 at the break after the first quarter, and she really, once she got that first one to go, she was hunting her shot. She loves that. She got that three-pointer there, but she loves that two-dribble pull-up. She was lethal. It was hard for South Florida to defend it.
McNeil, the leading scorer in this conference, starting to find her offense in that second quarter. Right now, it's USF up 6 as we start the second half. McNeil was excellent in that second quarter, shot it at 80%. And now the Pirates have the ball first. ECU, when trailing at halftime in the conference, they only have 2 wins. They're looking to come from behind here. And USF has been really good when leading at the half. 12-2 this year. And now a turnover and over and back on the first possession.
Bit of an unforced turnover right there, but South Florida was trying to deny the pass. ECU didn't have a clean pass. And one of the things to look for in the second half, ECU only forced 2 steals in the first half, and we know that they're one of the top 10 teams in the country at forcing steals or at getting steals and forcing turnovers, so they really need to up that in the second half.
South Florida's handled that pressure well. Only 3 turnovers. So Levy into her game and a nice jumper to start the second half.
That's a tough shot right there, going up over Joyner. She got the left-handed jumper, came off the screen hard, but good defense, just beaten by better offense in that possession.
Romy Levy in conference plays, averaging 20 points a game. She's been really good in February and January.
She's a really tough matchup because of her height, her size.
Now guarding McNeil, the top scorer in the American. Weish all the way away from the basket. Clock to 6. McNeil on the drive, tough lay-in, and that goes the other way.
You could see right there Wilson had slid over. McNeil, we'll take another look at it because Wilson, number 22, you're going to see her step up in the last second right there. Gets under her, moving just a little bit, but it looked like a charge to me in live action.
That's a rule I wish they'd change in college basketball.
Yeah.
If a player's already at that height, you can't slide in and take the charge.
Right. It felt like she sort of slid up under her right there, but in live action, it felt like she got to the spot first, and so that was the call.
Brito, creative pass to Schipple, who misses it. And now a loose ball.
ECU back in that zone a little bit, and like you said, she just sort of flicked her wrist right there. I didn't even know that. It's almost like an alley-oop to Schipple, but she couldn't finish.
USF leads this American in assists and then assist to turnover. Really good move in the basketball. The Iowa Hawkeyes lead the country in passing the rock, and Caitlin Clark's a part of that, but their ability to move the ball is impressive. Here's 1v1 ball and a miss for 3.
Shot clock was down to 2 there, so South Florida had to force. See if the Pirates can take advantage on the offensive end.
McNeil into her floater game. And the first miss of the second half. No one boxes out Miller, and she's no good. Now double-figure offensive boards for the Pirates, who fight again for the rebound. And what must USF do to finish out these possessions?
Well, we'll take a look right here. They had a really good box out right before that, but it was the guard that swooped in and was able to get the rebound. So you need all 5 players participating in the box out game and the rebound game.
East Carolina plus 10 on the boards, and then Joyner makes a count.
Nice inbounds play right there, but Joyner with the tough finish.
Already 11 and 7 for Joyner. She's 3 boards away from a 5th straight double-double. Leads the conference with 5 double-doubles, and then Weish pokes it away.
There's one of those steals for the Pirates, turn into offense.
Gordon runs out of space. Weish on the mismatch. McNeil way short. Goes out of bounds.
Unselfish play by Weish, but she had a little on her right there. Turn around and easy little 4-foot jumper off the glass if she wanted it. Here's that inbounds play. Joyner, nice finish with the right hand.
McNeil creating a foul. Begging the ref there on the back end.
Yeah, she created some contact right there. Wilson ended up getting the foul. Let's take a look. It's a nice drive. She steps through, and it's the reach in right there. So,
and a shooter's ability to read those hands and then go up and draw the foul.
Exactly. Get to the line. She's an 82% free throw shooter, so anytime she can get to the line, it's a good move.
More impressively, this is free throw 100 of McNeil's season. East Carolina have been up and down the last 5 games. Now, the big difference has been second half defense in Kim McNeil's eyes. Both losses losing leads in the second half. How do they come back in this second half?
Well, right, like you said against Memphis, they were up 12 and blew that lead. I think here it's staying aggressive, getting more aggressive.
As Blazek takes advantage of the aggressiveness.
Well, perhaps they got too aggressive there, so that's why I'm not in the coaching ranks anymore. I'm sitting here broadcasting. But
14 points for Blazek, you've got to man her up.
Right, exactly. She was 3 for 3 in the first half, and she can shoot the lights out, so no matter what you do, you cannot leave her.
Weish facing up with Brito. Tough spin. Offensive board, Gordon, who slips.
Good hustle there by the Pirates. I like that turnaround by Weish. Maybe use the glass if she can get the angle.
ECU 14 offensive rebounds. So McNeil operates. Great ball to Weish. Count it. The creativity there of Danae McNeil.
Creativity and unselfishness there. She got all the way to the rack, but she had somebody slide over, so it was an easy drop off right there around Brito. Good finish there by Tatiana Weish.
At the very last second, she handed that ball off.
Right, it was great vision.
Danae McNeil, a couple of assists now in the second half.
We saw ECU go full court press last time. They're going to get back in their fist. Looks like regular man-to-man right now.
ECU has changed defenses this entire game.
Right. Credit really to South Florida for adjusting, too. It's been a great matchup.
Levy's been the big story. 12 points. Sizes up Joyner. Into the crossover. Blows by one, and a foul on McNeil. There's no answer for Levy getting to the bucket.
Right. As you said, she's been tearing it up in American Conference play. Here we're going to see she got the switch on Joyner. McNeil tried to come back over and get the steal. Just got her a little bit on the head, I think.
Romy Levy, part of a unique transplant of players for head coach Jose Fernandez. 10 different countries on this roster. This is a World Cup bracket right now.
And Coach Fernandez has made a habit of recruiting the international players. He's recruited and coached players from 22 different countries over his career. Really, there's so much good basketball in the world right now that he's found sort of a way to really stock his team as a mid-major.
Think of some players, internationally speaking, Lorella Kabay of Georgia Tech now in the WNBA, second-round pick. She led Georgia Tech to an NCAA tournament for the first time in a decade. That's what this international roster is looking to do here at USF, as Levy's off on the jumper. In fact, 4 internationals on the court right now for Jose Fernandez.
And he's been to the NCAA tournament 8 times in the last 11 years, so he's definitely got the formula working.
It's an international flavor. And putting the clamps down defensively in this second half. A tough pass for Joyner and another turnover.
It's one of those risk-reward passes. It wasn't a good enough reward to take that risk. Joyner would have been about 12, 13 feet from the basket.
Blazek the drive, and more international touch for the Italian.
Right. You know what a good shooter she is, so Pirates closed out hard. Shot fake went right around, and a nice floating jumper. She's really got a talented game. Just a freshman.
Would be the first freshman of the year for USF in 6 years.
We talked about 5 times the freshman of the week in the American. She's going for 6 now.
Bobby Smith drives, and then an offensive foul. Wilson's all over it.
That's 2 charges now in this quarter for Wilson that she's drawn. She was sliding her feet, got good position. That one I think was a clear sort of push off with the left hand right there. Right there, you see it.
And not the Wilson of Tom Hanks on the 3-hour tour. That is a Wilson that's going to cause problems tonight.
Yes. Not the volleyball.
Instead, it's the basketball of Wilson, the assist leader in the American. Blazic into the switch. This is where Victoria's special. And then a foul underneath on Kaya Miller. That's the 4th team foul on ECU.
South Florida, you've really seen them use the pick and roll with Blazic, getting the switch.
So the foul is overturned, but we'll take a media timeout here in Greenville. It's a busy week in the American Athletic Conference. Jordan Jenkins, the reigning CUSA Player of the Year, is back for UTSA. What a performance in an upset win over North Texas. And North Texas right now with Tamisha Lankin, who's the best field goal shooter in the league, they're searching for 20 wins. That could come up as early as this week. Right now, Derek, there are 7 teams within 1 or 2 games of first place. How important is this game tonight for South Florida and ECU?
Well, I think it's huge. South Florida has been in positions to get at-large bids the NCAA in years past, but this year it's all about getting that automatic bid in the tournament. Both of these teams are trying to fight for a top 4 seed so they get back to the NCAA tournament like ECU did last year.
As Kaya Miller misses the jumper, both teams would be in the bottom half of the bracket if the year ended right now 7-8, fighting for that top 4 spot in a first-round bye.
Right, I think, as we've said earlier, that these 2 teams were picked 1-2 in the league. A little bit of a surprise to see where they are, but they're starting to gel right here at the finish.
South Florida shooting 50% in the second half, and Blazic starting to take over. Shiphold finds Blazic. Clock to 2, and that's short. Rebound, Shiphold gets it again. Another loose ball. Somebody needs a timeout here, and a jump ball instead. Kid McNeil begging for a travel.
Right, there was a lot of rolling around there. All players really getting aggressive. I think there might have even been 5 or 6 on the ground there.
This defensive intensity has picked up in the second half. And coming into this game, Derek, no 2 teams did it better. What's changed from the first half now to the second half?
Well, I think ECU's getting out on shooters a little bit. You saw Blazic's last 3 was sort of a step back, a challenge 3. And so ECU is making South Florida hit tougher shots.
That time, foul is forced, so Shiphold to the free throw line.
Right, nice little cut there on the inbounds play. Found the opening. Couldn't get the finish, but she'll get 2 free throws.
USF as a team 75% from the free throw line. That's 4th best in the league. Right now, Creighton leads the country, 82% for the Blue Jays.
One of the things ECU's done better in this quarter as well as transition defense. We know in that second quarter, there was 3 or 4 plays where it was just wide open threes. We haven't seen any of that in this quarter and sort of slowed the pace of South Florida's scoring.
An offensive board from Brito after back-to-back misses. Shipple doubled. Every time ECU brings pressure, the Bulls are ready for it. Blazic, the step back. That rolls out. And then friendly fire changes possession.
And even just that possession right there, instead of Blazic getting the catch and shoot off the screen, Pirates were able to get around the screen, force her to do sort of a step back three. It's just not as comfortable. And she got one of her rare misses.
4-6 for Blazic tonight. Leading scorer was 16. ECU on this end, living in the paint. 25 points down there. McNeil sizing up Wilson. Gets away with a push and misses. Joyner, the easy putback.
Great drive by McNeil, drawing a lot of defense, made it easy for Joyner to get that offensive board.
Crowd begging for a turnover there. Open 3. That's off. McNeil the board. Dene into space, no. Gordon comes out with it. And a whistle.
Gordon, one of the smallest players on the floor, and she's racked up 2 or 3 offensive rebounds today.
That's a jump ball possession, East Carolina. This game's gotten a lot more scrappier in the third quarter.
I just talked about it's the desperation. These teams, I feel like both these teams feel like they have to win this game, that this is a springboard to finish the season.
This is the desperation that allowed ECU to win 3 straight games in Texas in the conference tournament and pull it off as a 3 seed. As McNeil's off, Bobby Smith with a second chance. That's the intensity ECU needs tonight.
Yes, exactly. It's not just Joyner anymore. It's Gordon and it's Weiss that are just crashing the board so hard.
East Carolina plus 10 in offensive rebounds.
Bobby Smith there with the finish.
Now a foul underneath on Smith. USF causes so much challenge on your defense with their ball movement and then their off-ball plays as well.
Right, and you see how spread out they are because they've got good shooters. They're keeping the lane open. And so there's just not a lot of help that you've got to get through it.
Bonus the rest of the way for Jose Fernandez's club. And here's Aveline Litjes-Schiphol, the Netherlands product, the transfer from Cal Berkeley. One of the only teams in Division I with a football field on an earthquake fault line.
South Florida? How about
that?
Well,
Cal Berkeley.
Oh, Cal
Pardon
Berkeley.
me.
Oh, sorry. She transferred from Cal Berkeley.
Her former school.
Well, that's the Atlantic Coast Conference member right there, way out in California.
Fresh off 2 misses. ECU hanging around down 3. Here's Gordon. Joyner isolates. Look at this spin move, and Joyner continues to hit tough shots.
There's no stop for that. Step back, fall away jumper. It's a tough shot, but she hits it.
Joyner is a rebound shy of her 5th straight double-double as we hit the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. 1-point game. Brito. Active hands from Mosley. Now the switch. Schiphol down low hits it.
Great pass by Brito. I really liked her game against the zone and man-to-man. She's got a knack for making that tough pass.
It snaps a 2-minute scoring drought for South Florida. Joyner back to her sweet spot. Oh, now needs help. Joyner heaves and short.
Her teammates needed to bail her out right there. Once she got stuck, nobody came to the ball.
Levy, so efficient in the first half, has yet to score in this third quarter. It's been the Blazic show. There's Blazic. Bobby Smith gets crossed over. Blazic fades. What a look.
Wow. You think of her as just a shooter, but that was a perfect move, driving with the step back jumper.
She's got 18 now. McNeil down low draws the foul. And Dene for her 3rd and 4th free throws.
Good cut there to the basket. I think it was a give and go, and Joyner was able to get her cut in close. Once she gets it in that deep, here we'll get a look. Yeah, it was Mosley. Mosley to McNeil on the give and go, and Wilson sort of got it with the body.
Her ability to move off the ball has caused some trouble for South Florida tonight, because USF traditionally has dominated this series. 11 straight wins. You got to go back 9 years the last time ECU won, and in that game it was a big effort from the Pirates. 22 points from their leading scorer to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a testament to how good this program's been, South Florida, but ECU's been on the rise under Coach McNeil, winning the conference tournament last year. I feel like this is one that they probably had circled on their calendar when the season started. Wilson's got 3 fouls for South Florida. She's so important to them, to their offense, with all her assists and how she runs it. She's got to try and avoid getting that 4th so she can stay in there.
Now a 4-point difference.
Pirates in the zone here.
You see Wilson directing traffic, dribbles all over the court. Now Blazic, nice hands from Smith. Blazic nowhere to go. Shipbolt the kick, open 3 is hit, knocked in.
Big play right there. I thought Blazic got away with the travel. Instead, 3 points for the Bulls.
McNeil, a quick one response.
That's one of those shots they could have held for the last shot, but she had such good look, she took it. Pirates, though, have got to solidify it with a stop here.
Blazic, another step back and a foul. So USF back to the free throw line. Victoria Blazic is such a problem defensively, really difficult to stop. Her ability to hit the 3-point shot has been electric. Leads the American in made threes.
And she had 67 coming into this, second in the NCAA. And there we go, 67. She's hit 4 tonight, so that would be 71. We don't know what BYU's done this week in the last tonight or yesterday, but assuming they haven't played yet, she's the leader of freshmen in the entire country as of this moment.
And is the presumed AAC Freshman of the Year. It's been since 2017-18, the last time South Florida's had a Freshman of the Year.
2 seconds on the clock here.
McNeil gets it off. That's no good. So we go to the 4th quarter. Both teams battling back and forth.
All right, my Joyner right here. You're seeing her with this fadeaway jumper to keep the Pirates close. And then the pick and roll for USF. And then Blazic with this step back shot. It is quite a game here going into the 4th quarter with the Bulls up 7 as we go to the 4th.
entertaining fourth quarter here in Greenville. It's a busy week in the American. Memphis has now won 3 of 4. A nice upset win over Lindsay Edmonds Rice Club. You look right now, though, North Texas, #1 team in the league. They're battling Charlotte tonight. And we told you in the open, 7 teams within 1 or 2 games of first place. This fourth quarter could tell a huge impact for seeding.
Right, definitely. North Texas trying to hold on to first. These two teams trying to move up.
You have the 2 preseason favorites in the American, and then Levy goes off the window.
And that's why she's averaging almost 20 a game in conference. She's just got an ability to, a knack for finding a way to the rim and finish.
That was Levy's first points of the second half. Bobby Smith off the window calling glass.
Yeah, I don't know if she called it on that one, but she takes it. ECU needed that bucket, cutting it to 7.
This ball is all over the floor, and a jump ball changes possession.
I think, let's take a look at that shot by Bobby Smith right here in the lane. She comes off the pick and roll. Nice pull up, and then right off the glass. True.
So you don't call bank as a shooter, right?
No. The bank's always open when you're a shooter.
Except on Sundays.
Well,
the bank and Chick-fil-A never open on Sundays.
That's right. So it's a good thing we're playing here on Wednesday night.
Good thing we have online banking. A good thing we have players who can make bank shots.
That's right.
With Derek Jordan, I'm Evan Budrovich. Tight battle here in the fourth quarter. USF won the meeting in South Florida 54-40. More offensive-minded tonight. McNeil has 17 to lead the Pirates.
Big time hedge there by South Florida, trying to keep McNeil from turning the corner.
Danae step through, tough look and hits it. Her ability to make those mid-range jumpers is amazing.
Right, she's been doing the 2-dribble pull-up, and right there, she got the defender up in the air, was able to do the step through. Nice finish with the right hand. 19 points on the night for McNeil. Pirates need a stop to try and claw back in even further.
Levy handling traffic. Here's Blazik. We think of elite freshman Hannah Hidalgo of Notre Dame. Juju Watkins cooking for SC, tucked in. It's Blazik setting up the offense, and that's no good. It'll stay on this end of the court.
Here, we'll take a look. There's the step through. See, she got Wilson up in the air and is able to step around, create some space, and finish with one hand. Weish on the other end with a nice block. 20 on the shot clock for the Bulls on the reset.
Levy, that's a deep 2. That goes off. And a rebound for the Pirates. East Carolina is dominating the boards, plus 13, and a foul here on USF. How important is that rebounding battle for the Pirates?
Oh, it's huge, because I feel like they're a physical team, a defensive team. They work so hard on the defensive end that if you start giving up multiple offensive rebounds, it's hard to maintain that same intensity.
ECU plus 8 on the offensive boards, and it's led to 15 second chance points. That's a ton of offense tonight. So McNeil gets it and traveled before the pass. This crowd in Greenville not very pleased.
She took the dribble and then was sort of stumbling backwards. Let's see, I think she shuffles her feet after. Oh, it looked like maybe she had the pivot foot staying there. It just looked awkward.
Here's McNeil.
Got the ball back in transition.
Danae spins it. Difficult angle that bounces in. 21 for McNeil.
6 straight for the Pirates, and this crowd is starting to get into it.
What's been the difference?
Oh, I think they're just staying aggressive, and the rebounding, as we talked about, they're not letting USF get extra opportunities.
USF was led for 28 minutes, now in a 3-point game. Wilson, down low Levy, mismatch, spins, hits it.
Great job by Jose Fernandez. He knew that the Bulls needed a bucket. He got their best player isolated on a post move.
The Auburn transfer, Romy Levy, heating up with 16.
Right, and even though she's a guard, she's 6'3". She's such a tough matchup, able to elevate.
Now it's East Carolina's guard, McNeil missing the 3. Shipholt the board. Joyner then active. The top 2 defensive teams in the AAC getting after it. Levy the dime, Burrito into traffic and a foul. So free throws here for South Florida.
So Levy really trying to take over. That time she drived and dished to Burrito. There were 3 Pirates converging, but instead of having their hands straight up. Here we go, Levy on that post up. She had Bobby Smith down low, turn around with the left hand. That's just really hard to stop for a guard. defensively. And then again, like we said, she drove and dished to Brito.
4 fouls for Bobby Smith, so she exits. And now Brito at the line. USF has struggled in this basketball game, 5 of 10 from charity stripe.
That's unusual for them too, because they're such a fundamental team. You'd expect them to be better.
Under Jose Fernandez, they have led the American in free throw shooting 3 of the last 4 years. That's a strength of USF. Tonight, a little different story.
I think the Pirates still have to focus on penetrating here or getting it to Joyner. Don't settle for the jumper.
Here's Joyner. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Weish into traffic. Weish banging bodies, but short. And now it's USF on the run. Brito! Oh, Brito, pretty good off the window.
I think everybody was expecting her to look for a kick out, and she just kept on going all the way to the rim with the left hand.
USF on a 6-0 run right after the Pirates got it within 1 possession.
Right, it seems like tonight, every time the Pirates are getting close, USF's got an answer.
Weish sizes up Brito. Gordon elects not to shoot. Now she does. And this is it. Levy the board. USF has handled every storm from the Pirates tonight. So Brito bangs bodies. Little floater that rolls in. Clutch bucket. Brito has 14 and a timeout.
Another big basket for South Florida right there. ECU had to get the timeout because the Bulls are now up 10 with only 5:41 to go.
A great moment this morning for the ECU Pirates at nearby Maynard's Children's Hospital. That's the star, Amaya Joyner, homegrown product, who delivered gifts to local children at the hospital. That was a neat moment today for ECU and for her to be able to give back to the community.
It certainly was, and these players are such role models for the community. As you mentioned, Maya is from Farmville, North Carolina, just down the road, and so to have this kind of impact on her community, I think it's really special and shows how much she cares.
And she's statting the stuff sheet everywhere. 56 toys. Not just the double-double, not just the rebounds, the points, but she can hand out some gifts, too.
That's right. That's right. She leads the league in toys donated today.
That's a great point. 15-9 for Joyner. Right now, though, it's USF on a 7-0 run. McNeil cannot end the run. Lucia Schipholt the rebound.
Good looking shot there. She rejected the screen, got a great pull up, just couldn't finish.
Open three. Levy is short. And then a loose ball to Brito. And Brito's ability to make buckets in this second half has been huge. Then Levy drives with 2 more. 18 for Levy.
She has really started to take over in this fourth quarter. A couple of big buckets and an assist. ECU's got to answer and answer quickly.
Where does it come from here for the Pirates?
I think it's got to go back to McNeil. I think you got to lean on her. She's your best scorer.
McNeil on the corner. Gordon operating with 10, asking for help. McNeil. Wilson making life tough, and McNeil goes right over her.
There it is right there. I think they've got to feed her these last 4.5 minutes. She can create her own shot.
23 points for Danae. 5 straight games of 20 or more.
I think defensively here, ECU's got to limit South Florida to 1 shot. Try and create as many more possessions as they can to get back in it.
Wilson. Great time to Schipholt into traffic, no. Second chance, no. Third, yes.
There's Brito again. She is just everywhere. She has had quite a game.
Brito has 4 putback layups today.
She's undersized too. She's sort of playing that 4 position at 5'11", but she's so effective getting the ball.
Back to a 12-point difference nearing the 4-minute mark. Joyner fouled. And free throws here coming up. We'll take the media timeout. East Carolina climbing back, but USF all the answers here in Greenville. USF up 12 in this fourth quarter, and Victoria Blase has taken over 9 second-half points, some huge buckets for USF.
Yeah, but she's been a great shooter tonight, and then her teammate Brito, we've seen her do so many things. 16 points, that's the most she's had since the second game of the season. Been very impressive this second half as well. Brito guarding Joyner. Meanwhile, for ECU, McNeil hot again, 23. She passed that 20-point plateau, and Joyner almost at a double-double, but right now the Pirates are going to have to create a scramble. I think we're going to see, after these free throws, a press, try and create some of those steals that they've been known for in the last couple of years.
You see Danae McNeil there. This stretch of 5 straight 20-point games, that's a new career best for the fifth-year senior, the Clemson transfer.
Yeah, she's had to step up for these Pirates. A couple of injuries this year, and she's really done well.
Joyner not too far behind her, now 17. And all of a sudden, for ECU, got to create havoc here in transition. There it is.
There it is.
Joyner the steal and a blocking foul. If you're Kim McNeil, you have to love those last 5 seconds.
Right, particularly you're coming out of a timeout. You talk about it the whole time. We're going to take a look here after the free throw. You got the hard trap, forces a tough dribble right there. Brito turns it over, and then you get the blocking foul. And 2 more free throws. You can cut it to 8 and do the exact same thing.
And then Joyner comes in like Miley Cyrus, a wrecking ball in the middle of the lane to cut this to 9.
Right. If Brito could have been square, she might have been able to draw a charge, but she almost had her back to Joyner after the turnover.
All of a sudden, an 8-point game.
Here it comes again. You're going to see a tight trap.
Active hands from Karina Gordon.
Great step through there by Wilson.
Brito, the lob, almost intercepted. Wilson, Shipboldt. And then, Levy. Yeah, that's a foul. Gordon jumped on top of her.
Yep. That's a good job by the Pirates, actually, with only 1 team foul. Levy was just wide open under the basket.
If you're going to commit it, just eliminate the layup.
Right.
There.
I think both Pirates were like, we're not giving up 2 points. And Levy, instead of sort of heaving it up there to get the 2 free throws, just held on to it.
So instead, a fresh 20 for USF. Contested by Mosley. East Carolina on the run with Joyner.
Got to get it back to McNeil here.
ECU on a 4-0 run in this 4th quarter.
There it is.
McNeil. Joyner drives. No good. Rebound. Last touch by Bobby Smith.
Right, looked like Bobby Smith twisted an ankle there going for the rebound.
Here's Smith getting up. Because you're right, she just had her hands on the ball there.
All right, we're going to take a look at that last play and see what happened. First, you got the pick and roll. I wanted Joyner to stay on the left side of the rim there. I think she could have had an easier shot. Once she missed it, here comes Smith crashing and stepped on. It looks like Blazig
got her foot tangled up for sure.
So she's going to go to the bench. Still going to see that press. Oh, no, she's staying in. She's staying in. Shook it off.
This press has caused havoc in the 4th quarter, and there's Smith all over it. I think that ankle's okay.
Right, you see her almost like hobble at the same time as she's making a deflection.
How do you break this press if you're USF? What do you have to do?
Well, a lot of times you want to have a good ball handler taking it out so that as soon as they get it to Wilson, she'd go right back to the ball handler. Gonzalez hadn't seen a lot of minutes today. You're putting her in a tough spot to try and now dribble it up.
The officials reviewing the clock. We're good to go. Final 3 minutes in this 4th quarter. An 8-point lead. Wilson handles the double.
Nice split right there.
Now turns it over. A rare mistake for Wilson.
And I think she had a nice step through, but sort of got out of control there. You can just sense the momentum, especially if the Pirates can get one here and make it a 2-possession game. I still think McNeil's the way you want to go here. You want to lean on your best player.
McNeil has 11 in this 2nd half. Joyner finds McNeil. Dene traveled, and East Carolina with a costly turnover.
Right, she was going to go for that shot fake and step through, but she sort of just slid her pivot foot before she was able to step through.
Now it's a chess match. Press versus press break.
South Florida going for a home run, but covered well.
Gonzalez finds Wilson. Here's the double. Wilson gets it out, and Blazig can slow it down.
Good patience there by the freshman. Sometimes when you get in that frantic mode, you attack when you don't need to.
Clock to 10 for Blazig. Gets the switch. Tough floater. That's no good. Here's Bobby Smith. 8-point difference. Gordon. Tough ball to Joyner and a steal. 5-on-4 for South Florida.
I think the Bulls are going to want to try and bleed some more clock here.
Back-to-back turnovers if you're the Pirates.
Yeah, it's a tough time for that. I know they're trying to get it into Joyner, but I'd rather see him penetrate. Draw some fouls, stop that clock.
Final 2 minutes here in Greenville. Blazig. Levy down to 5. Levy step back. Might have just won it.
Wow, that feels like the dagger. That was a tough shot. Rainbow arc. 100 seconds left, down 10.
And
Pirates
now
have got to hurry.
ECU hasn't scored in 2 minutes. So McNeil drives, and that's offensive. 3 straight turnovers for ECU.
Yeah, that is tough right there. Trying to get the pick and roll. Here we go, forcing it into Joyner. That's a tough shot. Right there, there's a steal by South Florida. And then let's watch this shot. I feel like this was the dagger right here. The step back, the drawing rain. And you could tell she felt it.
She's outside, side out.
That's Chef Levy right there cooking. And these teams are really good at forcing turnovers. East Carolina, they forced 12 a game with the steal.
Yeah, and that's, you see 6-6 tonight, and that's ECU's bread and butter. That's something they have to win every night. And so far, South Florida's been able to match them.
USF has handled this pressure, only 9 turnovers for the Bulls. Now Levy breaks it wide open. Shiphold for a nice layup.
Great court awareness there by Levy. Pirates were trying to get the charge, and she was able to get the pass off before she charged.
East Carolina needs a bucket, and now a defensive foul. 1 away from the bonus for USF.
Tough call right there. Here, look, she got rid of it. And just Shiphold all by herself for the layup.
We've talked about fast break points all night. 17 now for USF. Able to handle this Pirate pressure. Gordon down to Joyner. That's a difficult look and a fight for the boards to Gonzalez.
Oh,
whoa, hold on a second. A lot of contact there.
Looked like Joyner caught an elbow right to the face. There was a lot of pressure on Gonzalez. She was just trying to create her own space. Not necessarily an intentional elbow, but man, I think she got Joyner really good right here. You're going to see it.
Oh, yeah.
That is, you just can't.
You can't swing that
right.
on.
If you're trying to create space, you got to keep your elbows low to swing that space. I think we're going to see a. I think we're going to see a flagrant foul here.
The officials will check this out.
Right now, the concern is on Mai Joyner. Boy, she's holding her nose. I think we got some blood as well. So, boy, you could see right away the impact of that elbow was fierce.
Good news, you get the thumbs up.
She's sitting up. That's a good sign.
So if this call gets overturned, now ECU gets the ball back, and they desperately need a bucket in this final minute.
Right. I think you almost have to assume Joyner might be out for the last 108, and you've got to come back with some three-point shooters. Gordon's got 42 threes on the year, the freshman. McNeil can hit the 3.
These two teams are grinding it out punch for punch, and entering the year, this was a projected championship preview.
Right,
the American.
And you can see the talent on both sides of the ball today. And the thing about the American Conference right now, nobody's in line to get an at-large bid. It's all coming down to the tournament. So whether you're the 5 seed or the 8 seed or even the 14 seed, you've got your shot. And if these two teams can gel, this could end up being a preview of the final, even coming out of that bracket. Both teams might have to win 4 games, but you feel the intensity. This feels like a heavyweight battle.
Both teams off disappointing losses, and USF's ability to handle the pressure tonight might have just won them this game.
Right, I agree. I feel like ECU is known for all of their steals, all the turnovers forced, and I felt like USF has been under control. All the assists they had in the first half, it's just been. But ECU, to their credit, they have stayed and played hard. They have pushed the ball. They have made run after run after run, getting within 1 point, then getting within 1 possession. And every time South Florida's had the answer. It's just a very entertaining game to watch so far. We hate to see Joyner get an injury there, but she appears to be okay. Okay. Okay, all right, we just got a word from the officials that the elbow is an intentional foul. McNeil's going to shoot it. But before the elbow, there was a defensive foul by...
And now, more importantly, ECU gets the ball back.
Right, well, I think... Let's see, yeah.
So 1:08 left. How do you manufacture offense here if you're ECU?
You're right. So Bobby Smith, it was a foul, but because they're not in the bonus, it would have been South Florida's ball out. But now with the flagrant, they got the 2 free throws and the ball. I think you've got to go pick and roll. You got to get it to McNeil quickly. Try and get Tatiana Weish on a pick and roll. She's so athletic. And then you set up Gordon, hopefully for a 3 in the corner if everybody collapses.
Now entering for the Pirates, number 11, Kaya Miller.
So Kaya Miller re-enters. Remember, ECU only 3 of 10 tonight from deep. They've been living in the paint as we hit the final minute of this fourth quarter.
Coming off the elevator screen at the top. Good job, Gonzalez, getting through.
McNeil, that's short. Good fight for the boards. And Gonzalez wins it. Look at the active hands here of the Pirates. Wilson dribbles through it like the Tasmanian devil, getting herself out of trouble, and earns the foul.
Great job staying under control. And I think the Pirates had to give a foul there. You couldn't let another 20 seconds run off. Wilson's going to go to the line.
Uriel Wilson's electric with the basketball in her hands.
Right, she's very quick with the ball and just feels, you can tell how confident she is, stepping through double teams, not getting flustered.
That's Smith, who was just fouled out.
She's a senior guard from Canada, transfer from Memphis. Has been in this conference for a long time, and you can just tell that she's comfortable in these situations.
Now in the top 10 all-time in American Conference history for assists. This is a veteran point guard, able to hit 2. And now a quick sub as Jeanette Areno comes in.
Timeout, ECU.
And we have an East Carolina timeout.
So ECU will be able to advance the ball. They got 2. That's their 3rd timeout. They'll have 1 left after this.
If you're South Florida, disappointing loss to FAU, what has impressed you in this comeback win tonight?
Well, their intensity and their focus and their ability to handle the pressure has been very impressive. I think everyone in that program would tell you they were very disappointed with their loss to Florida Atlantic, a team that was at the bottom of the conference when they played on Saturday. And so just to bounce back like this and to realize they're used to being first in the conference, so being 8th is a shock to them, and sometimes some teams sort of fracture a little bit when that happens. But today, I feel like I've really seen their senior leaders come together, and I feel like this can be a springboard for them. So,
and Brito with a huge second half. Not only 16 points, but 4 or 5 big second chance buckets.
Right. Playing hard, crashing the board, just making the smart play. They're 7-7 in the league. If they win their last 4, they could be 11-7. That might be enough to get them a top 4 seed, and then anything could happen. The Pirates, on the other hand, if they lose here, they'll go to 7-7, and the pressure's going to be on them to try and win out to get as high a seed as you can.
East Carolina will head to SMU and North Texas in the next 2 games.
Yeah, there you go. And North Texas sitting at the top. And so that's a chance for ECU to knock off somebody above them and start climbing.
Final 40 seconds here in Greenville. USF has held ECU off the board the last 2 minutes. And that continues. There's Joyner with a double-double and puts it in.
Going to have one hard trap here, and if you don't get a turnover.
We have a timeout for USF. And South Florida, now this win gets them back to 8-7. All of a sudden, this is a tough stretch coming up. Tulsa is a really good offensive team with Tamira Poindexter. Now, I like this aspect. You go to SMU and then stay for the conference tournament in Dallas.
Right. You could really get comfortable there. And because you would travel to a tournament at least 2 days before. So they would probably be there on the 7th. So might as well stay there, get comfortable, start practicing either at the site or at SMU. Tulsa is 5th in the conference right now, and so if they could beat them after beating ECU, who was 6th in the conference, they can just start moving up.
Like you said, the magic number is the top 4.
Right.
And there's 7 teams within 1 or 2 games. So you're not out of the top 4 just yet.
Right. I mean, even North Texas and Temple with 4 losses, they're just one bad week away from dropping out of that top 4. So great conference race as it comes down the last 4 or 5 games for each of these teams.
It was USF last year going 17-1 and clinched in the regular season. A little different road this year for Coach Jose Fernandez. But tough resolve tonight in Greenville. This game was as close as 3 in the 4th quarter. Wilson now dribbling through traffic. Maybe her best attribute is escaping those jams.
Right, I think ECU was hoping that they could force a turnover without fouling, but Wilson is just so comfortable with the ball.
So Karina Gordon will sub out Mosley here with 27 seconds.
Levy and Blazek with 20 each tonight.
East Carolina will drop their 3rd straight before heading to Texas this weekend. And how about South Florida coming into Greenville, one of the best teams at forcing turnovers in the country, and they've handled that pressure. Levy late in the clock puts the finishing touches.
Wow, that was a nice little reverse finish right there. Give her 22 on the night.
Blazek had 20, Levy 22, Brito 16. Impressive offense here for USF.
We expected a defensive game tonight, but both offenses came to play, and especially South Florida turned a huge win.
Mai Joyner completes her 23-10 double-double performance. But it was not enough tonight. USF back in the win column with a signature victory here in Greenville.
It was a desperation night for South Florida after their loss to Florida Atlantic. They had to have this win. And despite the Pirates coming out in waves and cutting it close in the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter, the Bulls withstood the pressure and came up with a huge win.
For USF, it's a 12th straight victory over East Carolina. That dates back to 2015. And like you said, right as ECU got on a run within 3, USF found the answer.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt like ECU, it was like they would get within 1 or within 1 possession, and it was like maybe a transition bucket. But it was really just USF staying patient.
Hey, Romy.
We've got Romy. Oh, good game. Romy Levy with us.
Romy Levy, our star of the game. Okay, Romy, second half, ECU cuts the lead short. What allowed your team to win this basketball game?
Once we dial in mentality, we're all in there together. I mean, we had what? 20, 22, 11. I mean, you can't really stop us if we're all going off and we all have a good day. So I think if we play well as a team, nobody can stop us.
This was a physical basketball game. What did that say about your team?
I think that, you know, we're going to face a lot of physicality today. So we just have to learn how to play through it. This conference is physical. We're learning how to play through it while we're playing, you know, and coach going to scream at us to keep playing, and we're not going to get easy calls. So it is what it is.
And I thought it was a balanced attack tonight, but that 4th quarter, about halfway through, it was a 1-possession game. You hit 2 big shots and had a big pass to Brito. Did you feel like you needed to sort of take over and be a leader for your team?
Honestly, I started a little slow. You know, 1st quarter, I think I had 0 points. I wasn't really nervous about it. I tried to find my teammates and try to have more assists and try to help my teammates defensively. So, you know, I let the game come to me, and I don't really pay attention to it.
Very good.
Romy, congrats on the win. Big performance.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, great game.
Our player of the game, 22 points. She was cooking in the win. This was a great night here at East Carolina. But at the end, too much South Florida in this one, overcoming a big run in the 4th. USF back over 500 in the conference. ECU now at 7-7 has some work to do. Great battle tonight in Greenville for Derek Jordan and our talented crew led by Will Bailey. We say good night from Greenville. I'm Evan Budrovich. It's USF, the 10-point win over ECU.